retired in 2016, and you've been in the business for, well, more than 5 decades, it's fair to say. You still enjoying it?
Yes, I love it. I love playing music. It's the only thing I ever really wanted to do. And so to be able to still do this at this level is fantastic.
In fact, you formed your first band when you were just 14, didn't you?
Yes, well, it was basically a singing group. And in my neighborhood where I lived, there was 2 groups of guys. One group were like getting in fights, and the other group were like singing on the street corner. And of course, the street corner guys were getting more girlfriends. And because we had like a following of just a group of people that would come and listen to us sing, and we'd sing in the subway stations for the echo down there. And but anyway, that's how I started off, just in that way.
Tell us about how you got your first break then, your first record contract.
Well, with that group, we made a demo record over in Manhattan. I lived in Queens, and we made a demo record around Christmas time with our own money. We paid, I think it was about $19 or some ridiculous thing like that. And then one of the other guys in the group and myself would cut classes from high school and take the train and go to Manhattan, and we would just go to different record companies. We just got the phone book and just looked them up, and we just kind of busted in on them. And so eventually we just walked through the right door, and wound up in Sammy Kaye's office, and they happened to be looking for singers, but they were looking for just single singers. So the guys in the group said, "Go for it, do it. You know, be a single singer." And so that's what. From that point on, I've been just on my own, and they work with me as teaching me, and I cut some demos for their publishing company. That's actually how I got my record contract, was a song called Rosemary, which was one of the demos that I did for their publishing company. And that was taken around to sell the song. And they brought it up to Cap Records. And Cap Records, they liked it. And they said, "Who's the demo singer?" And I said, "Well, that's Brian Hyland. He's our office boy." And actually I was, because I would deliver parcels to it was in the Brill Building and on Broadway there. And so then we recut that as a master recording, the song Rosemary, and it came out. And it sold about, I think, 23,000 copies, and so that wasn't too bad. And then, so they said, "Well, we'll give you another chance, and let's do another session." And on the second session that I did, the song Itsy, Bitsy, Teeny, Weeny, Yellow Polka Dot Bikini was on that session. And actually the whole session was built around doing that one song, and we did some other ones, but they thought that was going to be a hit.
She was afraid to come out of the locker. She was as nervous as she could be. She was afraid to come out of the locker. She was afraid that somebody would say,
2, 3, 4, tell the people what she wore.
It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. So in the locker she wanted to stay.
2, 3, 4.
Paul Vance and Lee Pockris wrote that, and he wrote it about his niece. And they were at Coney Island. He was observing how shy she was acting because she had a bikini on, or she's just a little kid, and so he got that idea. I switched labels, and I was working with 2 producers, Gary Geld and Peter Udell. They were the writers of Seal with a Kiss, and our first session we did a song called "Let Me Belong to You," and it was kind of in the vein of like a Brenda Lee kind of record, and had nice strings on it. And that came out and actually made it into the top 20. And that was my first release on ABC Paramount Records. And so that did pretty good. And then they had this song. They actually had the song Seal with a Kiss already from, and also the song Ginny Come Lately. So we cut Ginny Come Lately as that was the next big session that we did. And that came out and did really good worldwide. And so then they said, "Well, let's try this song, Seal with a Kiss." And the Seal with a Kiss is kind of like almost the melody and the chord structure is like, I think Gary told me that it was based on a Bach finger exercise, which is kind of cool. And so I, with Ginny Come Lately and with Seal with a Kiss, they taught me I did the harmony part, and they actually taught me the harmony part as a separate melody. So they wanted it perfect, and so that was interesting to do it that way. And we had some really good players on the session. For instance, on Ginny Come Lately, the opening little thing, that little guitar figure is played by a guitar player named Mundell Lowe, and he played the opening thing on Let It Be Me by the Everly Brothers, which one of the few sessions they did in New York. So that was a nice thing.
And Sail With a Kiss, your original version, was reissued in the UK in 1975. Why was that?
Well, at the time, the record company had deleted it from their catalog, and I guess they were getting requests for it. Just people calling in, and the record company, and then I guess in radio stations at the BBC but I wasn't here at that time, so I don't know the full story, but so I guess it bubbled up again, and people wanted to hear it. And when they did re-release it, they put Ginny Come Lately on the B-side, so it was a double hit.
Oh, we gotta say goodbye for the summer. Darling, I promise you this, I'll send you all my love every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss. Guess it's gonna be a cold, lonely summer, but I'll fill the emptiness. I'll send you all my dreams every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight, I'll hear your voice everywhere, I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love you miss. Oh, let us make a pledge to meet in September and seal it with a kiss. Yes, it's gonna be a cold, lonely summer, but I'll fill the emptiness. I'll send you all my love every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss.